Hey, it's David and Mary Ann with Take Root Downward and Bear Fruit Upward. Today we're going to be making Amish white bread.
Be sure to like and subscribe and hit this bell right here for notifications.
The ingredients we're going to be using today is 4 cups of water, 1 1/3 cups of sugar, 3 tablespoons of yeast, 3 teaspoons of salt, half a cup of oil, and 10 to 12 cups of flour. This makes 4 loaves. You'll need a large bowl and 4 loaf pans and a towel. We added in our bowl 1 1/3 cup of sugar. And now we're gonna add really warm water. Okay, so we added our sugar to the bowl and our warm water, and we stirred until the sugar was dissolved. And then now we're going to add our yeast to the bowl and just run it all through there. And you don't wanna stir it like a hard stir. You wanna just be easy with it. And like so. And then it's going to start bubbling, and that activates the yeast, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now we're going to add in half a cup of oil. And you're going to do a light little stir. And now we're going to add our salt. Okay, so now we're adding 3 teaspoons of salt. Okay, so now we're gonna add about half of our flour to our mixture here. I'm gonna start out with about 5 cups of flour. And we're going to stir the flour in. And just keep stirring until you get all the flour in. Okay, so with half of our flour, this is the consistency we've gotten, and this is not how we want it to be, so we're gonna keep adding flour. Okay, so this is the consistency we want our dough. It's just a little tacky. And now we're going to prep our area on our countertop with a little flour, and we're going to put our dough on the countertop. Okay, now we're putting a little flour on our countertop, and you're just gonna move it around a little bit. And we're gonna put our dough on the counter. And move this out of the way. And we're gonna add a little bit more flour. And you're gonna start just kind of turning it. And kneading the dough, incorporating all that flour. This brings me back to childhood memories. Getting to play in dough, making biscuits, which they never turned out. Because my mom doesn't know how to cook very well. No, she's okay at cooking a little bit. And so we're gonna keep working the dough until you get a spongy appearance to it, like you want it to, when you push your fingers in it, you want it to bounce back at you. But until we get that, we're gonna keep working. And just keep working it. That flour in. I feel like I'm getting a workout.
You do that for about 5 minutes.
Yes.
That's how long it takes to.
Yes, we're going to work this for about 5 minutes. We're going to keep working it and just keep turning it, kneading it. And then when you push into it, you want it to not do that. You want it to come back at you. So we're almost there. So this is what your dough should look like when you get it to the consistency. You should be able to push your fingers in and it bounce back out. And so now we're going to put it in our bowl, and we're going to put a warm, wet towel over our bowl and let it rise for about an hour. Okay, so we added our dough to our bowl, and now we're going to place a towel, a warm towel with warm water, and you're going to wring it, and we're going to leave it here for about an hour and just let the dough and the warm towel do its thing. Okay, so the dough has been rising in the bowl for an hour now, so we're just going to remove the towel, and we have our dough in the bowl. Okay, so now we're going to put flour on the countertop again, and we're going to put our dough on the countertop, and we're going to place it on the counter. Let me get my spoon. And we're gonna form it back into our ball. We have to add a little bit more flour on the top. And we're gonna form it into a ball, and then we're gonna cut it into 4 sections. Okay, so we have our little fancy tool, and now we're going to do 4 little sections, and we're going to try to get them as even as possible. We're just gonna kind of eyeball it, and you're going to take a section, and you're gonna kind of press into it, and we're going to kind of flatten it out a little bit, and we're going to roll it up like this, and you're going to kind of pat it around so it kind of looks like a little loaf. And so then we're going to get one of our loaf pans, and we're going to place it in there. Okay, so we put the dough into the loaf pans, and then after you put them into the loaf pans, you're going to get rags and wet them down again with hot water, and you're going to put the rags over the pans and let it sit for 45 minutes. And then while that's going, you may want to start preheating your oven to 350, and we'll be back. Okay, so now we're going to place the loaf pans in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes. So our timer just went off. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. Okay, so now we're going to remove them out of the pans, and we're going to place them on a towel to cool off. Unless you have a cooling rack, then I would use that. I can't wait. It looks so good. Is it good? So we just finished half a loaf. And
our family just finished.
Right? Anyways, it was amazing. And if we can do it, y'all can do it. Just don't be intimidated to try new things.
100%. If we can tackle this and get it done, anybody can. So just remember to like and subscribe, and thanks for hanging with us.
See ya.
Bye.